Welcome all, Boone here from EWPRO, getting straight into the weekly outlook. Looking at the DXY on the daily, we're in this C wave down. Ideally it gets down a little bit further, but it has broken the ending point of wave A, so it can be finished at any time. When we're looking at the H4, we do have those 5 waves down. So the problem I see here is that we did have this WXY, X2 and this Z down, but we lost all the bullish divergence. So it's not clear that this C wave on the daily is over yet, because we may just get a larger correction and another one down, another 5 down to finish off that B wave. The C wave on the daily. On the H1, it's more of a buy. We did have a bit of a fall during the non-farm payroll. Well, it spiked up and then come down. But I'm more looking at this as a flat here. So I'm looking at like an A, a B, and a C with an A, B, C in this flat here. So I didn't really want to go down to lower time frames, or else this video will take too long. But if you get a buy set up in here, some sort of buy, you could look for the buy for the flat. Other than that, you'd need, if you just got 3 up in here and then a sell set up, well, then you could look for a sell, but it'll just be for an A, B, C more than likely, and then you get more upside. AU on the daily, nothing's really changed on the daily. We're looking for this wave C up, ideally up to this 100 fib. On the H4, it's getting a little bit trickier. I'm looking at this as more motive. I've got it as an A, B, C, A, B, C, but it's got up to that 123.6, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get more upside. Like I've mentioned, we do have that bull hidden here. On the H1, it's more on the lower time frames, but we got a nice impulse up here. If you get a correction in here, you can look for a buy, and I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't go and break that top with that bull hidden on the H4. Or it just gives you an A, B, C. And if you're looking for the buy in here, you should be able to get it to break even for this, at least a wave C up for an A, B, C in here. Should be able to get it to break even if it doesn't go up and break the top. And you get an A, B, C. You get a break even trade in the buy. GU on the daily, nothing's changed on this. You know, I'd really like to see this give a little bit more upside up to that 100 fib for the A, B, C. On the H4, we do have the 5 up. That's why it's a little bit tricky. There's really not much on this. It's going sideways at this stage. And overall, we do have bearish divergence here. So this one is a little bit more tricky. Well, not tricky. It's a little bit more risky to buy. You'd be looking at this as your impulse. If you're looking for the buy, you'd be looking at this as your impulse. You get a correction, and you'd be looking for another buy. Yeah, that's pretty much all you could do at this stage. EU on the daily, nothing's changed on this either. We're looking for more upside. They are looking rather choppy, you know. So really looking at the lower time frames, because we got the A, B, and this wave C has broken the ending point of wave A, so it can be complete at any time. The H4, we got the 5 up. So we got the 5 up on the H4, so that's fine. But again, we lost the bearish divergence in here. So we don't have any bearish divergence. So we may just get like larger correction and then more upside. The H1, we can look at this as an A. All this is a B and this is a C as a flat here. We do have a nice impulse here, so you can really only buy it at this stage. Again, it's more on the M15. If I just go to the M15 quickly. So we got the nice impulse up from a low. You'd be looking for 3 down in here as a correction. And then you'd be looking for a buy. For at least an A, B, C. If it doesn't go, you know, it'll come back down and take you out of break even if you didn't take any off. NU, nothing's changed on the daily either. We're looking for a little bit more upside up to that 100 fib for the wave C. And on the H4, we have the 5 up as well. This is looking more bearish. Like we got an a B, and a C up in here. So this may be a flat in here, and we get an A, B, C, another larger one down. That would make sense after we got these 5 up, get a larger correction. I'm not sure if there's really a setup on it. There's really not much a setup. There's not much of a sell setup. If you get another one up in here, you can look for the C, well, for a sell. It may just turn out to be an A, B, C, rather than go and break the low as that flat. But if you get into the first opportunity for the sell, you know, you should at least be able to get an A, a B, and sell for that wave C. If it comes back and takes you out, well, more than likely you'll get another one up in here for an A, B, C. GY on the daily. It's pretty much going sideways. I'll go over it all again on the daily. We got that WX extended wave Y. We're looking for this X2 and then the Z up. We do have this internal extended wave in the wave Y, like I've been mentioning and for a long time now. This is where it gets quite tricky. Like I said last week, it's pretty much playing out how I said last week. I'm looking at this as the B wave. And then we get an A, B, C. Then we get an A, B, C. And then we get the larger A, B, C before we get the larger, even larger A, B, C. So you could scalp this down and then up, and this here is the one you don't want to miss. If you get the setup after the whole complete correction's finished, this is the one that you don't want to miss for the sell. This may take, you know, another week or more before we get that sell set up. Other than that, it's pretty much just scalping. UY on the daily, I am looking for more downside. The problem is we do have a bull hidden here. So, this may go and break that top. I'm looking at this as an A, B, C. Even if this does go up and break the top, I'll still be looking at it as a B wave. So we'll still get an A, all this is a B, and we get a C. But it does have that bull hidden there. The H4, we did get the 5 down in here. We got that like W, X, Y, X2, and that Z down. We got a nice impulse up. So really, you can only buy this at this stage. It may just turn out to be an A, B, C, and not go and break the top. But yeah, at this stage, you can really only buy it. You'd be waiting for a correction in here. Correction or a flag in there to buy on Monday or Tuesday next week. UCAD, UCAD's really tricky, like I've mentioned. I am still looking at this end piece here as a flat. If you won't go over the daily again, if you want to have a look at the daily, go back through my previous videos. Nothing's changed. The H4, we got those 5 up. Then we got an impulse down, impulse up. I'm looking at this as an A, B, C, excuse me, as the flat in there, and then we get that A, B, C, finishing off the B wave, and then we were looking for this A, B, we're looking for this C down. It has gone quite far, but it hasn't broken the bottom. So it still can be a large flat, and I am still looking at it as that. We do have a bear hidden in here, so it is quite risky to buy at this stage. There is that bear hidden there, so the H1, we got the 5 down. So I would be looking for a larger correction. Unfortunately, we do have a bear hidden, so if you are looking to buy this, it is quite risky. The M15, I'd be looking at as this flat here. So we got an A, a B, and a C down, but an a B, and you get a C up. So, if you get a little flag or something, Monday, Tuesday, or probably Monday, you'd be looking for a buy, mainly just for an A, B, C, but it may take off on you. USD Swiss franc, we've got the 3 down here. We've got the A, B, C. It's bouncing off this trend line here. On the H4, looking at that like an A, a B, and a C. We got this A, and we got the 5 down in here. I was looking for a C wave up. It did get up to the 100 fib in this C wave, and it looks like it's bouncing off. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get the A, all this is B, and then we get a C down, down to this 100 fib, and then we get more upside. At this stage, there really isn't much of a trade on it. It'd be similar to these flats that we're looking at, this A, B, C, A, B, C. If you got a bullish setup in here, you could look for another one up, mainly just for a larger flat, like just for an A, B, C, and then more than likely we'll get another one down. So you'd just be scalping it. Yeah. I mean, it already has the 5 up. Like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. impulse down. So if you got a sell set up in here, you could look for a sell as well. It may not be this flat, and it may give you a sell set up in here. So EUR GBP, we're looking for this ending. We're looking at this like A, B, extended wave C. So we got a W, X, Y, X2, and I was looking for this wave Z down and still are, we've been waiting for the correction in here. It got past that 50 fib, that's fine. You'd be looking for any sell setup to sell. Yeah. WTI, we're looking at this. This is the low. We're looking at an A. Oh, this is a B, and we get a C as the first scenario. The second scenario is this is an A, and we get a B in here, and then a C down, and then we get an A, B, C as your flat before you get more downside. But at this stage, even if this is just a correction back to the 50 fib or 61.8, it's still a buy, even if it's going to be a B wave. And you never know, this may be all the B wave, and we get the A, the B, and we get that C up. So looking for buys, it has been quite difficult because, and it will continue to be difficult because we didn't get we got the 5 down, that's fine. We didn't get a really nice impulse, and that's the problem. This was quite choppy, this wave in here. So it may be just getting a larger correction, like I mentioned, this may be very choppy as a correction back to the 50 fib or 78.6. May even get the 78.6 and the 90 fib, who knows? But at this stage, it is looking rather corrective. Uh, I would be looking for the buy, but I'd be looking at this as like an A, this is a B, and you get a C. If you got a C down in here, well, then you could look for a buy for the A, B, C. But yeah, at this stage, that's what I'd be sort of looking, the structure I'd be looking at to look for a buy. Gold. The daily, sorry. Well, we've reached the top. On the weekly, it didn't get to our 123.6, the first target, but it's broken the top. So, this can be finished at any time. Like I mentioned last week, there's two scenarios on gold as well. We got this A, B, C here, bounced off that 100 fib. But then we got this impulse down here, and we got a bull hidden. So we may get like a deep correction in here, or it goes up and breaks that top, and the bull hidden plays out. It looks like an A, B, C in here. So we get an A, B, C before we get more downside. So at this stage, I would be looking for buys, but it's really only a scalp. And you have to be careful with the buys because we're right at the top of the market. If you look at the weekly time frame, we're right at the top of the market. So, but you'd be looking on the lower time frame again. So, this from non-farm payroll, this is your impulse. You sort of got an impulse down here. You'd be looking for a B wave, a C down, and then you'd be looking for like an A, a B, and a C. at least, and then more than likely more downside. Silver's very, very similar. Not much on the daily. I was looking for this last week, looking at this flat A, B, C. It's come down further. So yeah, this is quite risky. The flat didn't play out. We didn't get that buy set up. This is looking more corrective as well. This is still looking very much bearish. So yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. I'd be staying out of silver at this stage. Bitcoin, we're just looking at this last piece like this. We're waiting for we got this nice impulse up. We got this nice impulse up. So we've been waiting for a correction back to this 50 pip. Excuse me. On the H4, you can see why I would be waiting for the correction. A correction. Wait for the correction to finish because you can see how choppy this is. So we sort of got an A, a B, and a C in here as your flat. So now you can start, because we can see a possible false structure in here, a corrective structure. Now you can start to look for a buy. Ideally, it would have given us, 50 pip retrace to give us better risk reward, but we may have a complete structure here. So what you'd be looking for, it is very messy. You'd be looking at some sort of an A, B, C here, and then you get an A, B. Well, you sort of get a little flag in here, so you'd be looking for the buy to at least go and break the top. S&P 500, this has played out exactly how we've been looking at it on the daily. We got the 5 up, we got WXY, X2, Z up to that first target. It still may get up to the second target, that 161.8. H4 is pretty much just one move. Last week we were looking at this possible A, B, C as a flat. Still can't rule that out. There is a bull hidden here as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do get another one up here, just to go and break the top. Quite a risky trade because you're buying at a top, and you really want to take profit at as soon as that top's broken, you definitely want to be at break even. The H1, you are sort of getting a bullish setup here. And again, I'd probably have to go down to the M15, but you'd be looking at this as your impulse correction. You probably get another one down in here to finish off the correction, and then if you got the buy set up on the lower time frames, you'd be able to look for at least an A, B, C at this stage. AU 200. So this has played out how we've been looking at it as well. I'm looking for this C up. It has broken the ending point of wave A now. Ideally, it gets up to that 100 pip. But it can complete at any time now. We do have that C up. Just looking to see if it's complete. And I don't think it's complete yet. On the H4, we got that WXY. We're looking for that X2 and then a Z up. We more than likely, like I said last week, we'll get a bull hidden in here and then we can look for a buy. So next week, you more than likely get another one down in here before you get the upside. Me personally, I would be waiting for all this to finish, this X2, and then wait for the buy set up and then look for that Z up. The FTSE, what's this doing? Really nothing. I mean, this has been going sideways for a very long time, on the daily. I, I wouldn't trade it. There's a lot better trades, a lot better pairs out there to trade than this. There's no real clear direction on this. There's no clear direction on the daily. I mean, even this is looking like a B wave, so it's really difficult, you know, at this stage. I mean, I wouldn't even be trading it at this stage. There's really nothing on it. It can really go either way. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there for that. And lastly, the DAX. This has gone up and broken the top. So we're looking at that A, B, C, and then the A, B, C. That completed, and we've gone up and broken the top on the daily. H4, nothing's changed on the H4. You have to wait for, we got this nice impulse. You have to wait, and it is looking rather corrective. So we're waiting for this correction to end, and then you could look for the buy. Ideally, it gets back to the 50 fib. At this stage, it's probably not even at the 38.2 yet. So, give it time before you look for the buy. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.